Okay, so like I'm me, right? And we always have these intro slides that have our credentials and who we are and what we do and where we've been and where we're going. And they're like, yards long. So what? That doesn't mean anything when it comes to dealing with somebody struggling. It's not something you learn out of a book. We're recovery coaches. We're not doctors. That's a whole other realm. What works is the power of working together. It's collaboration. I don't even know what these slides are, and nobody's using them. Why are you laughing at me? What? Ain't his beard just epic? He's got that epic beard. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go here. If I was talking about mold, how many people you think would be in this room? Because that night, this room was standing room only. Yes, it's important. So is this. Since the time you've been sitting here, since we started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're not done yet, it's not over, but 10 people died since you've been here. But that's not important. I'm very passionate about this to the point where I start saying bad words. So I'm going to control what I say, okay? It doesn't just affect that individual, it affects everybody around them. Some people are tough. They'll kick it. They'll go 12-step all the way. You know what? Good for you, man. That's awesome. I'll stand behind you every step of the way. Some need to be coddled a little bit more. Why? Because they don't feel like they're worth anything. They get up in the morning, they look in the mirror, they've called themselves every name in the book that you can even think of that even comes out of your mouth. They've already called themselves. So all they got to do is walk in the kitchen, and mom can be standing there and just look at you, and you're taking it personal. Why? It's self-inflicted. Do we understand addiction? You have to understand addiction. You have to understand recovery. It's a process. We were going over these slides the other day that we're putting together working with the AG's office. You got to understand the whole process and why people relapse. If I could today just say, you know what, give it all to God and everybody be cured, that'd be an amazing thing. But that is not how it is. What has enabled us to do everything that we've done? Since I've been here, I got 2 calls at the hospital for an overdose. I was texting before I came up here. It is consistent. It's every day. Dr. Baird, Sergeant LaRusso, Eric. I mean, I could name everybody in this room. Rich, Laurel, Marth. It's not me, it's not the doc, it's not the cop. Everybody calls Ed every single day. You don't know what to do, you don't know where to go. Well, let's open a resource center. It's collaboration. We have a mayor that understands. We have a councilman. Cody has been with us. Boy, these lights are like, oh, ruthless. They get it. They're not afraid to say, yeah, I've been there, or I know somebody close. I go around my neighborhood, and I could probably, every 3rd house I've probably helped. Because that's the statistic. Or go walk through your own neighborhood, count every 3 houses, and that 3rd house, somebody is struggling with some type of substance use disorder, but they're either too ashamed or they're embarrassed. You know what? You should be more ashamed and embarrassed not to talk about it. Because it's going to put you in a situation where you're going to wish you never were. We have a page, and I think every town has it. Williamstown Talk? Whatever, I don't know what it's called. Like, this is just what it reminds me of. For years and years and years, everybody would just sit there and just bash them drug addicts. Till Amanda Potapchuk started. And she would go and defend herself. People admire her now. I can go and put stuff on there and nobody says anything anymore. I'm waiting for somebody to give me a challenge. Like, I want to argue about it. I don't want to argue about it. I just want to educate people about it. People need to get involved. Passing the buck, it's just going to not causing problems. Ed's already gone over all of this stuff. We signed the agreement. We're in the hospitals. These are the cards that Ed were talking about. They're tools. Let's create the tools. Let's get the information out there. Let's not hold on to it. What are we going to hold on to it for? We're not going to get rich and we're not going to get famous. Lord knows we ain't getting rich because we volunteer. We don't get a dime. It happens to everybody. It's not just these young kids. A week ago, my mom's in the hospital because she overdosed. She's a senior citizen. She has a chronic pain disorder. Boy, let me tell you, it's been a crazy week. Crazy week. And here we go again, on the rat wheel. Her case is just a little bit more complex because she's got a chronic pain disorder. Danielle, can I cry on your shoulder later? Okay. Tools, resources, collaborating, working together. Recovery is beautiful. Recovery is exciting. You have no idea of what is given back to you when you give back. Help one person, and it takes you to a whole other level in your recovery. This one's up here shaking his head because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. I remember the first time I talked to him on the phone. I listened. We don't know it all. No one knows it all. If anybody knew it all, we wouldn't be having this problem, but that's not the situation, obviously, because we have a serious problem. So where Einstein is, not in our generation. I just listened. It's the most valuable, inexpensive tool that you can use. You need to go to detox, you need to go to rehab. I want you to do 90 days, and then you're gonna go long term, and when you come back, you're gonna do sober living, and you're gonna do this. Who are you to decide what they need? It's not your recovery. It's that individual's recovery. That's just setting expectations, and pretty much you're setting up failure. You're setting up yourself for failure because that's not going to work out. Did I go through everybody's slides? And then you're setting them up for too much pressure and stress. It's going to kill them. You can't do that. Set your own boundaries for yourself. Collaborating. I had this idea I wanted to do hidden in plain sight because I saw it somewhere. I thought it was really cool. So they had one somewhere in another county down here. I reached out to them because I wanted to see if we could use it. They said no. I said, okay, make my own. She said, you're laughing. We make our own. Where have we been? We've been everywhere. We just went to Trenton Catholic Academy a couple weeks ago. I got Perth Amboy on a roster. King's Crusade got us booked in there for March 12th. It's still going around. The furniture is falling apart. But you know what? Get a little bit of duct tape. We're going to keep on going. We're going to make it work. Education is key. Education, prevention. Every bit is important. But the one thing that everybody overlooks is recovery. We have no focus on recovery because we're too worried about fixing the problem. What's the problem? Do you know what the problem is? When they go to treatment and they come home, okay, to put it this way, you have a tree that's dying in a dead soil. I like to use this example because it's easy. You take it out of the dead soil, you put it all the way across town in this beautiful, rich, thick soil. Now this tree, been there for 28 days. A lot of giggles. Yeah. We have familiar language, right? It's flourished. It's full. It's green. It's this beautiful tree with all these leaves. Okay, you're all better now. Let's take it and put it back in the dirty soil. What's going to happen to the tree? What's going to happen to the tree? It's going to die. When you have substance use disorder in your family, it's not just the individual who needs help. The whole family needs help. We need to work on ourselves. We need to define boundaries for ourselves, limits for ourselves. Understanding the whole piece of addiction and recovery, it's an amazing thing, it really is. Law enforcement, these are things that we've already talked about. Narcan training, if you have a loved one that's struggling, get the Narcan. I'm actually working with them right now to schedule out the trainings for Gloucester County. I'll get them out there as soon as I can. She has to do the flyer, so I'll have to wait for her. As soon as she's done, I'm sure she'll have it right back. We'll get it out there. Medication. Dr. Bayer discussed this earlier. They're getting it from your medicine cabinets. The United States is 5% of the world's population. There's a little bitty amount. But yet we're prescribed 70%, 80%. 80% of the world's narcotics. Out of that 80%, now just try to imagine all this. If I had a bunch of balloons, I'd be putting them in a big bin. And we could kind of the visual thing. Where am I at? 80? 70? 80. Okay? Out of that 80%, that's sitting in the medicine cabinet. That's probably sitting home in your medicine cabinet. Only 30% of it is consumed by the actual person that it's prescribed to. So that other 70% sitting in there, I'll keep it there and I might need it. Yeah, you might need it. Somebody else gonna get it. That's where they're coming from. You need to dispose of that. They have the terror bags out now. Very simple. As a matter of fact, Councilman Miller just sent me an email. Walmart. Go to your Walmart pharmacy. They have the same thing. Yeah, I'll share that with you. Sorry. You open up the bag, you fill it up with warm water, takes pills, patches, and liquids, deactivates the medication immediately, you seal it, you shake it, you throw it in the trash. Done deal. You don't have to worry about where you're gonna go. How do I get rid of this? Put it in a kitty litter, put it outside, put it in trash. You put it in those little bags over there, it says the Terra. But Walmart just started it, actually the 21st, I think. But every single Walmart nationwide is now putting them out there. Senior citizens. With the Municipal Alliance, we do these luncheons, and we have all our seniors come out, and they forget. I get it. I'd probably forget too. I'd be too excited about coming to have lunch. Right? So I said to them, if we came to you, would that be more feasible and convenient for you? If we came to your community center, set something up, we got pizza, coffee, donuts, whatever, would you bring the medication in? Absolutely. That was one night. That was a matter of like an hour. Where's Jamie? How long were you there, Jamie? It was like 2 hours, right? 2 hours you were there. Yeah, no more than 2 hours. One lady came in with a box. It was 5 fentanyl patches. Only one was missing. That's how much medication is sitting home. We gotta dispose of it. Real important. Senior citizens, hey, they're the next best thing to a Walgreens or a CVS. They got the good stuff. Where's Kim? I see you. Everybody matters. Everybody's important. Collaboration. Kim is a writer for the Courier Post. Amazing woman. We're working with the media on how to report these things. Ian Page from Fox 29 News. You have to work with everybody. They don't know. They honestly just don't know. And unless somebody actually takes the time and sits down and talks with them, that's all you gotta do. We're planning an event. Somebody pissed me off because I said, can we promote hope? And they said, you can't do that. You can't give them hope. You can't make promises that you can't keep. Why do you think you didn't know that we existed? Because if you did, then everybody would be coming to us. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know, there was a whole bunch of us here there that night, right? Within a week, we did a speakers rally. It's like speed dating. You got 3 minutes to go up and tell your story, sell your story, and Kim, because she's the specialist, will say, you guys have an intriguing story. I want to pick 3. She sits down, she's recording, she's writing. She had, like 2 phones going, notepads, everything. She comes back, she calls me the following week, and she says, Michele, they want me to interview every single person that was there. And I'm like, God damn. Right? Because I'm like all about recovery. Get that recovery out there. So what happens? The Sunday paper on a Courier Post. If you haven't noticed, you've been seeing stories about recovery, people's personal stories. That's where that stemmed from. And please give Kim a round of applause because she is spending hours on getting this recovery out there because that's what we need. It's about recovery, relapse prevention. Yeah. That's Kevin, City of Angels. You know, we're not talking, if you haven't noticed, we haven't talked about our own personal organizations because it's not about us. It's all of us working together. We need to create a new name, the Gloucester Coalition. I don't know. Think it up, Cody. Put something together. It's everybody working together. All right, I'm going to get out of here because I know everybody wants to hear Tony, and I really want everybody to hear Eric. Today, the speakers that we have, give a little bit of education, a lot of information. Don't be afraid. Yo, call me. You want to go stand somewhere? Because you know what? Next time I'm doing a forum, I'm doing it in ShopRite on a Sunday, about 10 o'clock in the morning. Because I'll have more people there to listen to me than I will here. And that's just totally frustrating for me. Totally frustrating for me.